Hey folks, Phil from Clearwater Airsoft here, back at the lovely 6mm airsoft site near Rugeley in Staffordshire. Big thanks to Joe, the site owner, for letting me use his range today to do these videos. And today we are going to look at my VFC and Clutch Precision G95K, which is the new adopted service rifle of the Bundeswehr in Germany, building on the veritable HK416 platform. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Right, so the base gun for this build was VFC gas blowback, as you can see there, 416A5 in black. I also have one in tan, and I'll do a video on that later because it's a slightly different configuration. But the one thing that I love about the VFCs, and a lot of people who use them will agree with me, is just the internals are really good. It's steel where it counts, so although the whole bolt isn't steel, it has a little steel insert on the front of the bolt where it catches the bolt catch, so that it prevents it from wearing down. I know some people have had problems with them engaging the hold open when mags are empty. I've not had that personally myself. I imagine the more I use it, I might start to see that, but it's not the end of the world if it does happen. One thing that you have to get used to with gas blaybacks is counting your shots, as I found out to my detriment last weekend when I had the bolt lock back just as an enemy player came around the corner and managed to shoot me while I was reaching for a magazine. So the 416 it's a beautiful gun. VFC have done an amazing job in replicating it. There's a few differences here, so let's start off with that. I've removed the rail, which it comes with, which is the quad rail. It's extremely well made, but it is quite heavy. It has an integrated flip-up front sight in there as well, and also replaced the pistol grip, and the outer barrel, as you can see, is an extension. So, which of these parts are from Clutch? So the pistol grip, the rail, the outer barrel extension, the flash hider, and the bayonet lug are all from Clutch Precision, which is a company based in Germany, and they specialise in making parts for predominantly VFC airsoft guns and predominantly gas blowbacks, and the quality of their engineering is first class. When I first got this rail, the barrel nut it came with had a very minute gap between the rail and the upper receiver, and without even asking, couple of months later, I guess, a parcel arrived from Clutch, and it was a new barrel nut, which, as you can see, maybe has totally removed any gap from the upper and rail interface, so it's a nice snug fit, and once it's on, it is rock solid as well. Now, one thing that is really unique about this rail is the quick takedown feature. So you have a little lever here. If you push this button up, pull the lever down, the rail will slide off, and it is literally a matter of a few seconds work. It's just a case of trying to get it like that, and then off it comes. So it's really, really easy to do, which is great if you ever need to get to any of the gubbins under the rail. So this is the new barrel nut that they sent me. It maintains the gas piston system that the VFC comes with as standard. What you do lose though is nope, you don't on this one, sorry, it keeps a guide hop as well. So I've got the original VFC hop chamber with the guide hop adjustment, so you adjust it using the gas block here, which is really, really nice, especially if you're on the fly and you just need to do a slight tweak perhaps. As the day wears on, you can do it really easily without any tools, without having to go back to the safe zone. So the normal length HK416A5 ends about here where my fingers are on the outer barrel. And the Clutch Precision kit is this really nicely machined, and it's steel as well, so a really nicely machined steel insert which threads into the barrel and the gas block, tightens down, and you can lock it in place with a grub screw. I went for the optional bayonet lug, even though I'm never going to put a bayonet on it, just to complete the look. And the flash hider, again, all these are steel, so they're really good quality, really well machined, beautifully finished, very much worth the price that they charge. And then that completes the look for the front of the rifle. And then obviously we've replaced the standard H&K pistol grip with the G95 style pistol grip as well. At a later date, I am quite tempted to get the 45-degree throw fire selector, which Clutch Precision have started doing, just to finish the look. And at that point I probably would get the receiver remarked G95K and have the fire selector marks repositioned to match up with the fire selector, but that's somewhat down the road at the moment. So optic wise, I've got a short dot on here, and there's pictures of them floating around where they do use short dots. The most prevalent optic I've seen has been EOTech's, either with or without flip to center, flip to side magnifier. So I run that on my other G95, and both work really well. Do exactly what you need them to do, and airsoft ranges, either or works just as well as the other. I'm not going to get into an argument about which is better on this video. Internally, the only changes I've made is to install an impasse so that I've got that adjustability to keep my rifle firing where I want it to as the temperature changes in the UK, which is almost a daily process. And the other change, and I would recommend this to anybody who's got a gas blowback rifle, is swap the hot rubber for a Quantum Friction Pro hot rubber. They only come in one size. Be aware there are fakes out there at the moment that come in a little plastic Ziploc bag. The originals come in a really nice plastic box with a cardboard insert to hold the hot rubber, so make sure you buy an original one. They just transform the performance and consistency of all of the gas guns that I've put them in, and it should say a lot that I've replaced all of my GBBR hot rubbers, which is 9 or 10, maybe 11 now, with the Quantum Friction Pro hot rubbers. And in one of them I've got the Magnus Pro, which is their hop chamber, so I can do hop adjustments from the chamber, as I don't have any other way to do it on that particular build, and that's one that I will look at again in another video. So that is the VFC and Clutch Precision 416-G95. I'll just put this rail on and then we'll shoot it a little bit. Okay, and locks on. Beautiful. A few seconds and it's good to go. lock back. Beautiful. So that, I mean, it just feels really nice. The recoil on it is nice and snappy. No bolt bounce or anything like that. Twanging's there a little bit, but you'd expect that with an AR style rifle anyway, because there's a huge spring in the buffer tube. My favourite mags for this build, one because of the look of them, and two, they really fit the style of the rifle as well, are the VFC P-Mag replicas, which are called V-Mags. They are really, really good for gas efficiency, and I think Explosive Enterprise, I can't remember the name of their YouTube channel, sorry, but they compared VFC gas guns to MWS's, and the VFCs are actually more gas efficient, so it's another plus in the pros column for VFC guns. But yeah, the VMags are excellent. They're all metal, but they don't weigh a huge amount. I think when I weighed this, it was less than 400 grams, so that's not bad for a gas mag. And normally, when the temperature's above sort of 10-12 degrees, I can get 2 full charges of BBs, so 60 rounds out of 1 charge of gas. And the gas I always use is propane from a plumber's merchant. It's just a lot cheaper that way. Weight of BBs. Recently, with a change of the hot rubber, I've also changed my BB weight to 0.3, and I use ASG blasters in all of my gas blowback rifles. Just find that they work really well, and I've never had a problem with them. And you might have seen in previous videos, I've done a lot of testing on various BBs with Anvil Airsoft, and yeah, the ASG ones always came out as the gold standard. So I stick with those. But I have found with the 0.3s, I do get a little bit more range, and with the MPass, obviously, I can dial the power to match the FPS requirements of whichever site I'm playing at. But yeah, easily man-sized targets, 50 meters, not a problem. 8 out of 10 shots, easily hitting it. Wind picks up, obviously that has an impact on it, but it's a really nice straight shooting rifle, and yeah, it's an absolute joy to use. And because the rail hasn't got rail all around it, it's actually quite a nice light, until you start sticking things on it, obviously, pointable and flickable rifle. Whilst it looks like it has got key mod, it isn't. It's HK, which is HK's proprietary rail attachment, accessory attachment system. Whilst I haven't got any at the moment, I do believe Clutch are making some, but if you're desperate to get some, Airsoft Artisan produce a set of rails that you can get to use with the G95 rail. But as it stands, I've had no need for any, so I haven't got any. The other thing I need to get is a Magpul AFG2, just to finish the look, because that's what the issued guns come with as well. So there we go, folks. It's the really nice straight shooting G95 base gun VFC gas blowback, and all of the G95 parts have come from Clutch Precision. So hit them up if you were in the market for either. Take care, folks, and see you next time. Forgot to do a quick chrono test, so I've gone and got my chrono, changed my glasses because those sunglasses were a bit dark. They're safety glasses, but they are also good sunglasses, Oakleys. So I've got the original mag that the HK416 comes from VFC. Filled it up with gas, about 5-6 seconds worth of gas fill. Temperature today is around 20-21 degrees C. 0.3 BBs, as already stated. Chrono is set to 0.3s, so let's see what it's firing at. 304. 304.7. That one's a bit high, 313. 303. 307, 303, 306, 300, 302, 309, 306, 306, 308. So pretty consistent. It's probably a little bit high, so I obviously adjust the the MPass before I use it in a game, because looking at the handy charts here, it is just a little smidge over, but when I was set, it was set at lower ambient temperature, which would explain why it's gone up by about 10 FPS on the reading. But the reading joules wise is like 1.3, so yeah, it's definitely needs detuning. To do that, it's really simple. Put the gun on safe, take the mag out, crack open the receivers. I mean, if you've got a gas blowback and an M-Pass, you'll be familiar with this already. You take a 1.5mm Allen key, and it's counterclockwise if you need more FPS, and clockwise if you need to reduce it. And it doesn't take a huge amount of adjustment to make the desired change. So put that back in, and let's see what it does now. So that has really made a difference, and it was like less than quarter of a turn. Now it's doing like 250, 275, 272, 275, 280, 275, 280, 260, and 280. So there's a little bit of inconsistency with this mag, out of ammo now as well. But overall, it's not too bad. I'm happy with that, and I could dial it up a little bit, but I'll probably leave it where it is, just because temperatures are due to increase in the UK. I don't want to run a gun that's going to potentially cause somebody an injury. I'd rather have it well below the site's FPS limits. So there we go, folks. That is the chrono testing of the VFC HK416A5. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. As I said, I've got loads more videos coming. Lots and lots of stuff to do. Guns and other bits and pieces here and there. So look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.